the visiting squad from Swan City. Number 1, Austin Newburn. Number 4, Toki Iwao. Number 6, Alejandro Pinzone. Number 7, Jose Casiano. Number 8, Rainier McKinney II. Number 9, Jin Inoue. Number 10, Calvin Steele. Number 12, Ricardo Quintero. Number 14, Gino Valenti. And number 15, Julian Roberson. Swan City is coached by Christopher Charles. Now, it's time to get on your feet and make some noise for your Villages SC Buffalo! Keeper number 1, Matthias Tiapo. Number 5, vote for Pedro Santos. Number 7, Nick Butler. Number 10, Lucas Mauro. Number 11, Fab 5, Freddie Ferreira. Number 13, Leonardo Andrade. Number 14, Alvaro Carrera. Number 18, Matthias Ferreira. Number 19, Nikolai Munch. Number 21, Enrique Lauro. Number 23, Austin Lukasic. That is your Villages SC Buffalo. The Villages is coached by the one and the only Henderson da Silva. And now to present the colors, the Marine Corps League color guard, please rise and remove your caps. Now please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem by Miss Heather Ard.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bounds bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Once again, thank you to the Marine Corps Color Guard and to Ms. Heather Ard. And good evening and welcome to the Villages Florida as we get set for this USL League 2 matchup between the Villages SC Buffalo and the Swans of Swan City SC in Lakeland. I'm Drew Schultry with you this evening as the Buffalo cannot clinch a playoff spot or necessarily a division title tonight, but need 3 points this evening in order to do so. We'll go ahead and get you the starting lineup, starting with the visitors from Swan City. In goal will be Austin Newburn. In front of him, a defense of Ricardo Quintero, Rainier McKenzie II, Julian Robertson, and Alejandro Pinzon. In the midfield, Jin Inoue, Gino Valenti, and Toki Iwao. And up top will be Calvin Steele and Jose Casiano. For the Villages, Matias Tiepo will start once again at goalkeeper for the Buffalo. Defense in front of him of Austin Lukasic, Henrique Luro, Leonardo Andrade, and Nikolai Munch. In the midfield, Pedro Santos, Mateus Ferreira, and Fred Ferreira. And up top, Nicholas Butler, Alvaro Carrera, and Lucas Mauro. Swan City will be in the blue kits with the white numbering, attacking left to right on your screens. The Villages SC in the gold kits with black numbering, attacking right to left. These two teams met just a couple of weeks ago. It was a 1-0 win for the Villages down in Lake Myrtle in Auburndale. We'll see if they can get a more convincing result here tonight. Certainly playing at home helps. The atmosphere of that game somewhat minimized by the field setting, but Buffalo hoping to finish strong in the middle of a 3-game homestand to close out the regular season. Pulled out a draw against Nona last Saturday. Only needed the 1 point in that match, but now need to win out in order to stay ahead of the Longhorns, who, at least for the moment, have jumped into first in the Southeast Division with a win over Brevard SC last night. And we're just about ready to get things underway here from the H.G. Morse range. There's the whistle, and away it goes. Swan City with the opening touch, sending it over to that left side. Got to send up that sideline from Inoue, but quickly turned into a throw as Villages was attacking that one. Mateus Ferreira getting in the way. Throw in. Lands with Quintero. Quickly taken away by the Villages. Now up the sideline. Mauro heading towards the touchline. See if he can get a cross off here. Runs right into Rainier McKenzie. Big body in the back for Swan City, but will earn a corner for the Villages SC. Took more than 60 minutes for either team to get a corner opportunity in that match against Nona on Saturday. Enrique Luro, number 21. Towards that back post, Mateus Ferreira back there as well. It is long. Jumping in forward is Santos. He'll head it down, but it's going to be saved by Newburn.
Santos.
So one shot, one on frame, and one save in the opening minute and 15 of this one. Going back the other way quickly is Swan City, but that's going to run a little bit long. Leo Andrade, though, not able to keep it in bounds, so visitors will keep possession here. Throw in up the sideline there. Valenti looking for a cross, passes it back, cutting into the box. Oh, and a nice move right there by Austin Lukasic to take that one away, stop the Swan City attack. Buffalo trying to get out of their defensive third now. Lukasic has to play back to Tiepo, who fields that comfortably. And he'll switch fields to give his defense some room to operate. Santos looking to get away from Calvin Steele here. Leaves off to Andrade. Just slowly that back line pushing forward little by bit. Lukasic, sideline to Carrera. Carrera scored the lone goal of the match against Swan City in the first meeting. Pedro Santos now going long. Mauro's on the run for it up that right sideline. He's not going to get there as it either didn't go far enough to the right or went too far forward. Either way, Newburn is the one who's able to get there. We'll roll it out short for McKenzie. Line drive pass. Going to be cut off there by Andrade, but immediately taken back by Steele. Steal plays into the center. Now Swan City looking to quickly get on the attack. Mateus Ferreira manages to fight through and take that one away. No call for the contact. Lukasik back to Ferreira and now over to Lukasik again. Excuse me, it was Fred Ferreira giving to Mateus Ferreira. Luro out to Andrade. Up the sideline now for Nick Munch. Which will send it back to the center here for Luro. Quick sequence right there. Ball ends up with Carrera. He's moving forward. Got Butler. He takes Mateus Ferreira out in front. Ferreira holds up, trying to work his way inside. Lost the touch a little bit there, but deflects off of a player and then off of him and out of bounds. So goal kick coming now for Swan City. Saw him score on a great hesitation move like that against Brevard here earlier this summer. Not able to maintain as much command there to pull off the strike. Luro pops this one back forward. Butler, the man all over him. No call. End up back out with Inoue. Through the midfield there is Valenti and taken away by the Villages SC. Now Mauro on it on the pass from Mateus Ferreira. He's outpaced his man here, tries to get the cross off. It gets jumbled up and does not quite get to Butler. Took a deflection in there. Great effort by Mauro, and Butler was in a good spot, but too many blue jerseys in between. Newburn getting ready to send. It's a high, long kick. Enrique Luro, no whistle on that contact either, as he went over the top of Steele there. Carrera manages to play that off of Iwao. Fred Ferreira, nice chester over to Carrera. Carrera's going to try to switch fields, playing this one up the sideline for Mauro, and even with his speed, he's not going to be able to get to that one. Throw in pass taken by Nikolai Munch. He cuts into the box with it. He's going to try a shot, but hits the side netting. Good effort right there by Munch, who's scored a longer goal in each of the last two contests. Or excuse me, two of the last three for the Villages. He had a great one against Florida Elite, and then another ended up preserving the draw for the Villages SC against Nona last Saturday. Lukasik forces a pass back. Chip over the top, chasing after it there is Quintero, working now against Luro, who shepherds it out of bounds. Turns it into a goal kick for Tiepo. Short play to Luro here. Quickly out to Mateus Ferreira. We'll get it back from Santos. Lukasik wandering up this left side. Now he's going to pull back for a moment that Ferreira might try to send him. Instead, he will switch fields over to Andrade. Now Lukasik starts the run. His pass from Ferreira blocked, though, by Steele. So I'm trying to time that up. Luro gets it. Lukasik on the run again, and again, no ball for him to receive. Santos out to Andrade on the right side. Over to Mateus Ferreira. Looking to turn it back in. See the patience from the Villages here. They did not possess this especially well when they played down in Auburndale. Munch with a nice little move there to get that ball to Mauro, who manages to keep it in. Villages suddenly have numbers. Mauro's on the run here, tries to chip one in. He's going to end up getting another corner as that went off the heel of Julian Robertson. Good opportunity for the Villages there. The move by Munch really sprung the fast break and Roberson did a good job just to get a foot in there and break things up.
Coming to be taken by number 10, Lucas Mauro.
A good connection on the last corner. See if they can get something around Newberg this time. Low curler. Butler tried to flick one on, but unable to get it through. Shot by Carrera, but it's wide. An absolute blast with the right foot right there, but missed it outside the left post. Ball will find its way back to Leonardo Andrade here. He'll swing over to Luro. Lukasic, Carrera. I'll have to give it back quickly as he was quickly defended. Swing all the way over to Pedro Santos. He'll hesitate just shy of midfield and play back to Andrade. He's going to push Luro up the field with that pass. Luro will take it all the way forward. Carrera, Ferreira, Lukasic, and they'll say that he was not able to keep that ball in. Throw in coming here for Swan City. Thrower looking for a target. Pass, shouldered back. In the center circle, Nick Munch will put it on the ground. Now try to play it forward. Mateus Ferreira wasn't making the run, but he's got a chance to get after this one here. Newberg caught away from the goal. Nick Butler getting into the area, and the cross does not reach him. Great recovery defense right there by Roberson. Boy, that was a dangerous situation as Newberg thought he was going to have to come out for that one. That ball stayed away from the 18-yard box line. That cross gets through. Empty net there for Nick Butler. Fortunately for Swan City, never made it to him. Carrera, though, is going to have a corner opportunity here. Swinging pass. Butler puts it down on the ground. Shot by Andrade, popped away, and it'll go out the touchline for, looks like a goal kick, Scott Hutchinson says. Side judge was signaling for a corner, but head referee thought he saw a touch by the Villages there, so nothing comes of it. Villages had a good look there. Newberg up to the task. Newberg just 16 years old, doesn't even turn 17 until October of this year. Munch once again on it in the midfield. Plays forward for Mateus Ferreira, who has to flick it back over his head. Nifty move just to keep possession. Mauro back to him, and he'll get it back again. Lucas Mauro looking for some space. He's going to try a shot from distance, but saved by Newberg off the deflection. It's going to be taken back towards the touchline. Carrera pressuring, and it's just sent out of bounds, and actually just barely kept in by Iwao. But nice sequence there by the Villages. Better save, though, by Newberg. Been challenged already in just the first 12 minutes of this match. Mauro now on the left side, trying to receive here. And that's a ball first tackle, a lot of contact, but I think Scott Hutchinson's going to let this one go, as it was certainly a play on the ball. One comes over to Ferreira. Oh, and Mauro's chip shot goes just high. Tried the quick redirect with a man on his hip.
Shot number 10,
just couldn't keep it below the bar.
Just high.
Already 5 shots for the Villages, 3 of those on frame. It's the kind of pressure that Anderson De Silva was hoping to see from his club here tonight. Not a lot of room for error the way the table is set up right now. Again, trailing Nona FC by 2 points at the moment. This win will put them ahead by 1, or would put them ahead by 1, I should say. even games played. Now Munch again with a takeaway, coming back up the field with it. Drops off for Mauro. Mauro trying to cut back inside, splits a double team, now working his way into the box, mobbed right inside the box there, and no call from Hutchinson, who had a front row seat for it. Ball played out towards the sideline. Mauro coming in, takes it away again. Going to get back on the attack for the Villages SC, but his pass is cut off. And now the flag goes up, and it'll be a foul against Mauro. Mauro got sandwiched right inside the corner of the box there. A lot of contact, but nothing aggressive enough, it would seem, for Scott Hutchinson to put lips to whistle. Mauro again now left side. Left side for Swan City as they take it away from him. They've got numbers on the break here. Pushing this forward right now is Inoue. He stops shy of the box, now turns, tries a shot, but it's deflected. Nikolai Munch getting in the way of that one. So a corner now earned for Swan City off the counterattack.
Swan City results in a corner kick.
First real threat shown from the visitors. Done a good job so far withstanding the pressure from the Villages SC. Of course, Newberg gets a lot of credit for that with the 3 saves already, but much more aggressive Villages SC side than we saw down in Auburndale. See how the Buffalo hold up against this corner attempt. High ball well past the goal. It's going to be headed away by Carrera. Something Swan City did not do especially well in the other edition of this matchup was the set piece kicks. Mateus Ferreira playing through for Nick Butler. He's got 4 jerseys to work against, so he's going to hold up, turn it back for Mauro, who's got reinforcements coming with him. Mauro playing out to Butler again now on the right side. Butler has to turn back as he lost it, but manages to keep possession for the Villages. Santos going to switch fields all the way over for Lukasic, who has to backtrack for it and does just manage to keep it in bounds. That effort will get some applause from the home fans. Long pass out for Fred Ferreira just outside the box. He's going to try to cross quickly. Instead plays back to Mauro. Mauro hesitating as well. Gives it to Santos. Now gets it back. Again, the give and go with Santos. Lob pass towards the box. Oh, and up over the bar by Fred Ferreira.
Shot number 11, Fred Ferreira.
Another good sequence for the Villages. Just last couple have not been on frame. And Mauro down on the pitch. And he's going to be seen to by Claudio Pavanelli.
Lucas Mauro for the Villages.
Doesn't appear to be anything too serious. No one warming up on the bench or anything like that.
We'll take this opportunity once again to recognize the sponsors for this 2023 USL League 2 The Villages season. The Villages Insurance.
Have to head to the sideline for a moment.
Chiropractic and Wellness Center. The Villages Golf Cars.
He did receive attention from the trainer, but should be temporary.
Viva Mexico Taqueria. Oxford Mower and Repair. Sammy's Italian Restaurant and Pizza, and Mammoth Oak
Newberg will
Brewing Company.
launch this one away.
Each and every one of these sponsors, these partners, and
Curling drive out towards midfield. Bounces and lands with Swan City, but the pass is right to Luro. Now Carrera off the header from Butler. He's going to keep this one in bounds, and no, he won't. Looked for a moment as if he did have control of it, but it's a big ask. Spinning ball, going to go out of bounds, shy of midfield, so Santos will have the throw in for Villages SC. Actually, we'll leave it off for Lukasic so that he can receive it. Swing pass over to Munch. Up the sideline now for Mauro. Mauro working one-on-one there with Inoue. So the step over, tries to get to the touchline there. His kick deflected and out of bounds. So once again, Lucas Mauro earns a corner.
Corner kick upcoming for the Villages.
4 already. 3 of them have come with Mauro driving up that right side and cutting across the touchline. Mateus Ferreira Speaking of the touchline, standing all the way beyond the far post. Scored from that spot on a Mauro corner earlier this season. Swing pass, short post, and headed away. Strike by Carrera, deflected immediately. He's back on it, though, and loses it. Played it right onto the foot there of Toki Iwao. Sends it back the other way for Swan City. Stoppage attempt by Luro's no good, and now Calvin Steele on it. He's going to put it towards goal, but it's going to be gloved. It was wide of the net, it looked like anyway, but Tiepo grabs it to hold it in. So Swan City with another decent counterattack try right there. Good recovery by Luro. Plays that one over to Andrade, but realized he was going to be behind the play. Tried to make the stop in the midfield with the slide. Didn't get it. Got back up and managed to get back into position to at least make that a little bit tougher on Steele. He'll leave off now for Lukasic. Trying to pass over the top. Butler making the run. You see if he can beat Newberg to it. He cannot. Just a step short of getting to that one. He was defended as well by Roberson. Quick roll out to McKenzie. We'll have to play back to Newberg. He's chasing this one. Roberson back in the area as well. Buffalo going to bring some pressure with Carrera and Butler, and now the send-off from Roberson. Luro gets the head to it, to Carrera, but his touch a little bit too much. Carrera still chasing as Swan City's sort of on the back foot here. Valenti trying to play forward. Lukasic steps in and deflects that one off of a Swan City player. Quickly throws into Santos. Trying to get it in before Quintero could get his head turned around there. Santos out to Munch. Forward for Ferreira. Back to Munch. Up the sideline now for Mauro. Mauro going to try to lob it over the top. He had a runner there, but deflected inwards. No, the last Fred Ferreira's on it. Gets it to Nick Butler. Butler trying to turn, and his shot deflected. Roberson again with the good defense, but again the Village is coming away with a corner. Carrera will take this time from the right side.
Corner kick for the Villages.
Mauro
by number 14,
take the previous three from over there.
Carrera.
Try something different with Mauro on the pitch. He's got a little bit of space out towards the back post, so they can get it around him. Headed down and away by McKenzie, settled by Fred Ferreira. He's going to try a shot. Oh, and it just rolls wide.
11,
Newberg couldn't see it.
Results in a corner kick
But it was
for the
deflected,
Villages.
Scott Hutchinson's going to say. So that ball will come back to the opposite corner. Carrera will have another chance. Carrera. Low curling pass off the head of Munch, who goes to the ground. Actually, that was Mauro, excuse me, who got up to touch that one. They'll say he was the last one to touch it as well as it scoots out the touch line. So again, the Villages comes up empty on the corner kick. High ball dropping just short of midfield. Munch trying to get it to Ferreira, cannot. Getting back the other way with it is McKenzie. Excuse me, Pinzon. His advancements, though, were stopped, and now Munch will bring it back the other way after a quick detour courtesy of Gino Valenti. Ferreira off the throw-in, battling here. Managed to get it back to Luro. Luro across midfield. Carrera trying to play Butler. Gets it to him on the sideline. This is actually Ferreira. Butler running up the middle. Ferreira trying to get to the touchline, but Roberson pokes it away. Ferreira flinging it back to Lukasic off the throw-in. Lukasic lobbing one up into the box. Butler unable to get there with the header. Now tries the bicycle kick. It's wide. Ferreira, can he keep it in? He cannot. That'll run out for a goal kick.
Number 7, Nick Butler rides the bicycle just wide.
He had the right idea there with the bicycle kick to the extent that you can control one of those. He was aiming for that left post, it looked like. And Newberg was frozen over on the right side. Had that been on target, I don't think there's any chance the youngster's getting there, even as well as he's played today. Luro cuts that off. Carrera has to turn it back to get away from some pressure, but does so. So the Village is looking to set up another offensive attack. Luro over to Andrade, to Munch. Ferreira, swing pass over to Lukasic. He settles on the sideline. He's got a little bit of space, numbers to work with as well. Plays up to Butler. Butler has room here. Working against Roberson now. Plays it back out to the center for Santos. He quickly runs out of space and time. And now he will play over to Munch. Quickly up the one touch to Mauro. Quickly again to Ferreira, back to Mauro. He tries to pass in for Ferreira. Ferreira takes the shot and it's in! Mauro to Ferreira. Ferreira with the dart. And the Buffalo lead 1-0, 25th minute.
Number 11, Fab 5 ready, Ferreira.
Tiki-taki, as the players like to call it. A lot of one-touch ball right there from the Buffalo. A great sequence, and it ends up getting them the best shot available. It came from Fred Ferreira. He's been excellent this season. Took him a while to get his first goal, but probably had as many chances as anyone in the early couple of matches of the season. That was another good one right there from the Village's SC veteran.
Swan City 0.
Can't wait to get a chance to go back, watch the replay of that one, see how many players touched the ball within the span of about 6 seconds before that goal was scored. Mauro's going to get the assist, but so many guys who were involved
Assist
in that
on
play.
Number 10, Lucas Mauro.
Munch with the swing over to Lukasic now as the Village's SC already back on the attack. Ferreira gets it out for Carrera. Into the middle for Butler. Quick touch again to Ferreira. See what he's got here. Tries the cross, takes a skip. Oh, and Butler definitely took some contact there. It's certainly not what he was trying to do with that ball as it sails out of bounds. Foul has not been issued. Roberson did receive some words there from Scott Hutchinson, but again, no call on the play. Buffalo will have the throw in, so they'll say Roberson got to that one. Lukasic quickly trying to go on the throw. Carrera working towards the touchline, now turns back inside. But not quite able to, again, get to that ball on the cross earlier, but Village's SC still very much in control at the moment as Munch brings this one to the far side. Plays back into the center for Santos. He's under pressure, has to get rid of it. Back to Andrade, over to Luro. Luro's got plenty of space here, at least for the moment. Little move to get some extra room from Calvin Steele. Now Lukasic has to turn it back as he was under pressure there from Toki Iwao. Andrade, received from Tiepo. Wanted to switch fields there, but his passing lane was cut off. Tiepo now ranging out from the box to play this to Luro. More pressure coming now from Swan City. They're playing with a bit more urgency. That's what Anderson De Silva wants, always to score the first goal, force the other team to open up a little bit and exploit the areas in the back. But Village's SC has to get to that back area first, and here they do. Here comes Nikolai Munch, lays it into the middle. Mateus Ferreira looking to take a shot, lobs one, but it misses. A little bit left and may have been just a touch high as well.
Wide.
Decent opportunity right there. It was a great sequence from the Buffalo. And Ferreira unable to match his teammate the same name. Ball headed down here by McKenzie. And lost out of bounds there. Staying with Swan City. Quintero will actually leave the throw here. Throw up the sideline. One for Cassiano, who has to play it back now into the center for Quintero. Quintero will play out wide for Inoue. High ball up the sideline, tracking out of bounds towards the flag. So it'll be a Buffalo throw-in, but not exactly out of danger. This one is deep in the defensive third. Shy of the 18-yard mark. We're just going to step up to about that 18-yard mark to throw in for Mauro. Mauro battling two here, manages to go way up the sideline. Now continues to play up the sideline. Butler in a foot race. We've got a whistle. They are not going to let them play advantage here. That's the first foul called against Swan City in this match. Quickly off the free kick, Santos gets it back from Andrade. Back to Luro, up to Mateus Ferreira. Luro again, over to Andrade. Andrade going up the sideline. This one's going to be out of reach for Mauro. We'll see. It's Inoue playing it back up the sideline and out of bounds there. And I believe that's a call for the hydration break. We'll take one as well. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching USL League 2 Soccer, the Villages SC 1, Swan City 0. The Villages SC leading Swan City SC 1-0. And just over the 30-minute mark of the first half here at the HG Morse range on the Buffalo Ridge campus of the Villages High School. Buffalo, as things stand at the moment, would leap into first place in the Southeast Division, but need to preserve this result and certainly would like to improve upon it after defeating Swan City, the team at the bottom of the table, 1-0 the last time they faced off. Match was 11 days ago. A lot has changed since then. Villages SC that night jumped up into a position to control the Southeast Division as Florida Elite SA beat Nona that same night. Fred Ferreira going to try for another one. Oh, he's just wide that time. A nifty little touch. And he didn't miss the post by much on that attempt. Ball out to midfield. Take Taken there by Cassiano. He tried to play it forward for Steele. Now trying to win it back as this one's been ping-ponged around. Back and forth across the line of the offensive third. Fred Ferreira coming in to eventually put it on the ground for the Villages to control it. Lukasic has to swing back to Tiepo. He's got to get rid of that with Steele charging into the area, but does so to Andrade. Munch couldn't get to that one. Roberson coming in. Butler sliding to try to win it back for the Villages. Does not do so. Steele now receiving, working against Andrade. Cutting back out to his left. Now plays up the sideline there. It looked like Pinzon was not ready for it, but he did get to it. But Munch makes a nice tackle in the corner. Now is going to send. Butler takes a little bit of a shoulder in the back as he fielded that one. Still no call. He was able to get the touch on the ball. Played up the sideline. Lukasic going to get to this one and actually will just shepherd it out. And let things settle just a little bit on the throw in to Luro in some space. We're going to leave off the duties of breaking through that much more aggressive top line to Mateus Ferreira. Gets it back. Now he's going to try to switch fields. Long pass out to that sideline. Merrill's going to be hard-pressed to keep this one in. He does not. A late whistle on the jumping attempt there. So Swan City back on it. Pedro Santos sliding in to make the tackle, but it ends up with McKenzie. McKenzie trying to switch fields, but again, Nikolai Munch is there. He's been a real pest for the Swans this evening. Mauro getting it into the midfield for Fred Ferreira. Mateus Ferreira trying to get it back to him. This was a lot of one-touch ball, trying to do it on the move and under pressure, and eventually it gave way. McKenzie getting it to Cassiano in the midfield. Pressure from Luro. It was way up from his center back spot. Now going to shield this one out of bounds as he takes a pretty solid push right there out the sideline, but knew what he was in for as he was holding up to shield that ball to the sideline. Lukasic bringing it across midfield, leaves off for Ferreira. Mateus Ferreira up to Carrera. Nick Butler trying to get it back to him, but passes off target. Carrera battling to win it back. His shirt got grabbed right there, and that one right in front of the head referee. Usually not going to get away with that, Mr. Quintero. Play into the box, rolls wide. Newberg didn't touch it, but averted some danger right there. To think that he would have had it been on. Carrera now off the goal kick, heads it down for Butler. Lukasic making the run up here on the left, working against two, seeing if he can get to the baseline, trying to work his way around Iwao. He's not managed to do so. Good defense right there. So Newberg gets another shot at the goal kick. Less than 10 minutes left in first half regulation as Newbern sends a line drive kick. Luro gets the first touch at midfield. Mateus Ferreira trying to go for Butler, but pass was behind him. Nonetheless, Roberson skipping it out of bounds, so comes back for a throw in, which finds Butler, and then Mateus Ferreira. He's going to try to switch fields. High ball out for Nick Munch, and he's unable to settle that one comfortably. See a lot of spin on that ball as it was heading up into the air. A tricky one to keep on the ground. Munch doing his best to win it back, though. His interference gets it to Fred Ferreira. Lucas Mauro chasing after this one, trying to get around McKenzie. Just inside the box now. It's to backtrack towards the corner. Curls it in for Santos, but his first touch runs a little bit long, and it's cleared out. Mateus Ferreira tried to get a header over to Lukasic, but Villages SC back on it after Swan City stopped the quick counter. Santos going to try a shot, it looked like. Blocked, but it ends up on the foot of Lukasic. Now Fred Ferreira is going to get a chance to try something. Try to chip one in here for Carrera, who's backed up against McKenzie. Passes out for Lukasic. He runs out of time and space. Now tries to curl one in. Fred Ferreira goes for the header, and it's over the net.
Shot number 11, Fred Ferreira.
Fred Ferreira putting himself in position to score some goals tonight. Has the one. Missed a couple of other good opportunities. Newburn. Kick short of midfield. Hard header forward by Luro is returned with vigor by McKenzie. And Andrade does a good job keeping that one away from Steele with the header back to Tiepo. Roll out now to Andrade. And over to Luro, who's back in position. You see him keep coming forward to the midfield to take those first touches on the header. Newburn not getting much across the midfield line. Munch turns it back for Luro. He'll get to Santos. Swing over to Mateus Ferreira. Mateus trying to go long for Mauro. High ball bouncing towards the sideline. Mauro is going to get there. Settles right in front of Inoue. Tries to curl one. Took a deflection, I think. So throw in now for the Villages. Oh, excuse me. It looks like it'll be a throw in for Swan City. Ball, I'll say, wasn't touched at all. Just an errant attempt by Lucas Mauro. Nonetheless, Fred Ferreira on it. He tries another shot, blocked by McKenzie. This one goes all the way out to the Villages sideline. You can see Nazar Deputat with the smooth reception right there. Carrera working his way into the box, takes a little bit of contact, stays on his feet, tries a shot, deflected off the back of a Swan City player. Fred Ferreira settles, working against two, plays back to Mateus Ferreira. Curling pass into the box, headed away by Roberson, but Lukasic is looking for something still. Munch is going to chest this one down to the ground, taps it out for Mauro. Mauro working in from the sideline, looking towards the box. Now it's a play back to Munch on the right. And we'll receive back from him again. Now curls one in. Nick Butler trying to get in front of that one, but Roberson holds his ground. Santos puts it on the ground back to Lukasic as we come up on 40 minutes gone. Lukasic chip up the sideline for Fred Ferreira. Plays it towards the touchline for Mateus. Be knocked out of bounds, and they'll say Ferreira was the last one to touch it out from under Roberson's foot there. So the throw in for Swan City.
Substitution.
And already the visitors making a sub. 5 minutes left in the first half plus stoppage. And
Swan City.
Which
Exiting
will make the call to bring out Ricardo Quintero.
Exiting number 12, Ricardo Quintero.
Quintero out. As soon as we can see a number, we'll let you know who that is coming in. Only 4 subs on the roster. One of them is goalkeeper. Action resumes on the throw. We'll get you that name as soon as we can here. Carrera chasing after this play, but running with it is Valenti, trying to get it into the center for Steele, unable to do so. And the substitution is Dakota Bittinger. Looks to be slotting into the midfield.
In the contest for Swan City, number 11, Dakota Bittinger.
Luro. Set over to Andrade. Ferreira holds up there, the sub right in front of him. Being backed into the corner, but manages to get it to Tiepo. We'll give it to Luro. Santos will get back to Tiepo. Over to Luro. And you see the patience from the Villages, even under the duress of this more aggressive Swan City attack. A nice play right there by Mateus Ferreira, just swiping that one away. And now Fred Ferreira coming back on the counterattack. He receives from Butler. Over to Lukasic. Lukasic tries to cross. Mauro getting under it, has to put it down with a chest. Manages to keep it away from the defense, but has to turn it away from the box as well. Now he's going to try a shot curling, but high. Skips right over the supporters stands right there.
Lucas Mauro just high.
Interesting, the volume of shots the Villages has put up. They were rebuffed a couple of times by Newbern getting it in close, but we've seen them since they took the 1-0 lead trying from further out despite the defense having to chase a little more with this high press. But it was a really tactical goal that they scored in the first one as Butler tries again, and that one
Shot number 7.
sails high and wide.
Butler.
Again, Village is trying from range, but that first goal came from a quick touch sequence that got them a great shot inside the box. Buffalo have not gone back to that in the minutes since. Newbern, low kick this time. Ferreira quickly comes up for it. Fred Ferreira going to try the pass for Alvaro Carrera. Nice touch to Mauro. He takes a shot, but it's blocked by McKenzie. Great effort right there by the defenseman. Right there, it looked like the Villages might bring in a quick one as we wind down towards halftime. Again, great recovery by McKenzie. Villages has to settle for a corner. Comes in, header down, wide of the post. Luro frustrated that he missed that one. He and Butler both went up for it.
Enrique Luro just wide.
Newberg trying to send out to the right side this time. Fred Ferreira wins the header. Nick Butler gets it back to him away from pressure. But Fred Ferreira taken down right there. Toki Iwao. Bit of a shove there.
And we are in.
And we cross over into stoppage time officially. 2 added minutes. Not much in the way of stoppage outside of the goal. Fred Ferreira will take the free kick here. Curling towards the far post. Mateus Ferreira goes up, got a small touch, and ended up turning it wide. Enrique Luro was right behind him, looking for redemption after the missed header. And again, Buffalo come up empty. 17 shots, 4 of them on frame, only 1 resulting in a goal so far. And since the early minutes when they sort of peppered the net there, haven't really challenged the 16-year-old keeper, Austin Newbern. Carrera, as his defender falls to his feet, gets it back from Mauro. Now relays to him again, working against McKenzie. Will beat him to the touchline, keeps the ball in, headed away by Roberson. And cleared away now by Roberson as Mateus Ferreira had sent it back into the box. Quick throw in for Andrade. The Village is trying to get this forward quickly. Not a lot of time left. More than a minute gone already of the 2 added. Lukasic into the middle for Butler. Santos. Back to Carrera. Carrera working towards the 18. Pass stopped. Mauro's going to try, and right into the arms of Newbern.
Shot number 10, Lucas Mauro.
Just said the Buffalo hadn't challenged him in a little while, and they give him a save opportunity there. Can't say as that one was much of a challenge as it goes right into his chest. So at the break, the Villages certainly the dominant side in this one, but the scoreboard only shows 1-0. We'll take a break for halftime. We'll rejoin you on the other side. You're watching USL League 2 Soccer. It's the Villages SC 1, Swan City 0. We are back from halftime. The Villages SC leading Swan City 1-0, headed into the second half of the penultimate match of the USL League 2 regular season for the Villages Buffalo. You can see the stats on the screen there. 1-0 is the score, but a lopsided advantage in shots for the Buffalo. They just haven't been able to put many of them away after Fred Ferreira notched the difference in the game in the 25th minute. Corner kick 7-1 for the Villages. Those have all come up empty so far. Only one foul committed by the Buffalo, and Matias Tiepo is credited with one save so far in this one. Villages SC still in the gold kits with black numbers. If you're just joining us, they'll be attacking left to right on your screen for the second half, and Swan City's in the blue and whites attacking right to left. The one goal of the game, Fred Ferreira's, came on a sequence that saw 6 players touch the ball in a span of 15 seconds. A great tiki-taka goal. And since then, they've settled for a lot of longer shots. We'll see what sort of adjustments come from Anderson de Silva's squad as they enter the second half. No substitutions to report for the Villages coming out of the break. Nick Butler, the striker, will take the first touch. He plays it back to Fred Ferreira immediately, and now back to Pedro Santos. Nikolai Munch, who was very active in sparking some of those runs in the first half. Andrade over to Luro. Luro will take it across midfield here, coming all the way up from the center back spot. Working his way around one defender, gets it to Alvaro Carrera. Over to Lukasic, who will have to give it back to Carrera. And he'll have to swing all the way back to Leo Andrade in the center circle. Munch passes over to Luro. Back into the center circle for Santos. Up the right sideline for Lucas Mauro. That's been there most of the night. He's going to get around one. Tries the cross immediately. Butler takes the shot. Saved by Newburn. And will go out of bounds. Last touched by Butler. Again, it looked like the Villages SC could be in line for a quick strike there. But again, they come up empty. Butler's had a couple of chances tonight, too. We saw him attempt a bicycle kick in the first half that just missed. That was one of the better looks that he has had. It was a great cross from Mauro, who almost notched his second assist of the match. Andrade on the short throw in for Santos. We'll get it back. Ball over to Luro. And back now to Santos. Pedro wearing the captain's band this evening. Is up for Mauro, who had to stop. He just started to make a run when Santos played it to him. He's cutting it all the way through the middle of the field. Play it out for Lukasic, who catches up to it on the left side. Lukasic was trying to work his way in, but stopped to bring the ball with him and has turned it all the way back. And a turnover here as it ends up with Calvin Steele. Some short pass sequencing there from Swan City, but they turn it back over. Here comes Matias Ferreira. Drop back for Pedro. Oh, and a dart! An absolutely perfect pass from Pedro Santos right onto the foot of Lucas Mauro. Kicked that ball like it owed him money. That went into the net at about 100 miles an hour. No chance for Newburn, who I don't even think was turned around by the time that thing was in the net. What a sequence. Two Buffalo teammates in 2021, neither of them with the club last season. Linking up again here in this match to double the Village's lead.
Swan City 0. Assist on the play. Number 5.
That was a great shot by Lucas Mauro. But Santos literally couldn't have given him a better pass. Now the Buffalo are going to build up the attack once again as they quickly take it back off of the resumption of play. Luro looking for somewhere to go with this one. Gets it forward to Carrera, who takes a push, and that will draw a bit of a whistle.
One substitution for
Mauro with a nice pass here, and a try
one
by
substitution
Munch.
for Swan City
Great
at
sequence right there, and
halftime.
another good
Entering
save
the
by
contest
Newburn.
number 2, Brecken Southern.
The substitution for Swan City at the half, by the way. Brecken Southern into the match wearing number 2 for the Swans.
Corner kick upcoming for the Villages.
Another corner coming for the Villages
By number
here.
10, the goal scorer, who also has an assist, Lucas Morrow.
Mauro once again will try. He had most of the opportunities from the far corner in the first half. Minus one that was given to Carrera. Mauro swinging pass, headed down and out of bounds. And a goal kick. Pedro Santos and Fred Ferreira were both in the area for that one. Neither of them able to get it cleanly. Newburn with the send. Luro with the reception. For Fred Ferreira. Oh, tried to get it to Carrera, but it's just long. Ball still down on the ground in the box. Carrera pulls it out. Santos, a little bit of a try there, but I think he mishit that. Still, it's going to be with the Villages as Mauro tracks it to the corner. Tries to split the double team here, but they do get it away from him. But he manages to win it back. Plays it back to Mateus Ferreira, who's going to try a shot, but it's wide. Couldn't get it to curl all the way around inside that left post. The Villages SC turning it back there, trying to get it to Tiepo and stop another Swan City attack. Mateus Ferreira trying to relay this to Mauro. McKenzie coming in to break it up. And Mateus has to stop him from turning it into a counterattack. Be a throw in on the near side here for Jin Inoue. Pedro Santos got ahead to that throw in. Butler quickly getting it back to Andrade. Play forward for Mauro. Able to work this right side all evening. A little step over that time. Swan City ready for it. So you've used that move a couple times. Maybe try something new. Swing pass out for Carrera. Runs a little bit far. He's unable to keep it in. A lot of curl to it. I think more than Mauro intended. Number 5 is Asaki Nakamura. Asaki. Yep. Swan City still with it here. Oh, the throw in goes to Asaki Nakamura. And now up to Calvin Steele. Got tangled up for a moment with Leo Andrade. Played back to Tiepo. Now Austin Lukasic battling over there with Iwao. Eventually gets the ball out of bounds off of Iwao. Going up the sideline here for Santos. Back heel relay to Carrera. Now gets it back. Nice sequence there by the Buffalo. Now Mateus Ferreira looking to get this up the field. Munch had to leave it off for Santos, who took a lot of contact there, and there's the whistle. It was both Bidinger and Cassiano running into Santos from behind. We'll get it back now from Mauro and Ferreira. Tries to switch fields, long pass out to that far side. Lukasic, we're going to get to this, kicked out of bounds though, so Swan City cuts off the attack. Lukasic looking to go quickly. Got it into Ferreira, but he had it knocked away. The inbounds throw. Santos gets it up to Butler. Butler steering it towards the box. He's going to try a shot, and it sails through the uprights.
Shot number 7, Nick Butler.
Again, Buffalo trying everything from outside the 18-yard box. Both goals have been fairly close range, great sequences to get it in behind the defense. They've been able to force Swan City with that early goal to come out a little bit more, open up more in the back. Haven't really taken advantage of it the way that a team is tactically, I guess, based as this one you would think would want to. Andrade now, bring it towards the midfield. Up to Mauro. To Ferreira, now gets it back. Mauro looking to play Butler there. Miscommunication as Butler was headed towards the sideline. Mauro sent it to the center. But he's got it back. He'll play it out wide for Lukasic. Santos trying to get it back to Lukasic. He's got a battle now on the sideline for it. Knocked out of bounds there by Southern. Quickly, Village is moving. McKenzie with the header away. Southern chasing this to the sideline and boots it out over the fence. Ball can hang out in the shot put bit for a little bit. Fred Ferreira battling here for this one. Plays it in for Butler. McKenzie, though, going to steer it to the sideline. Butler confused by the flag pointing it back towards Swan City. Munch seems to be too. And throw in here, chested down by Mauro. Played into the center, deflected, but still with the Villages as Fred Ferreira gets it back to Santos. Nice play through for Munch. Munch taking it towards the net, but his touch ran just a little bit long. Let it get away from him there. Might be the best look the Villages has had towards the net in the second half here. Fred Ferreira with the tackle, trying to get it back the other way. Manages to get around Roberson. Carrera has it knocked away. Bidinger back in defense. Just still on it here after the throw in. Ball rolling to Mauro. Steele came back trying to get it from him. Now he works his way around Steele, plays it out wide for Butler. Butler going to try to cross. One player taken down, Fred Ferreira, it looked like, was trying to get up for that one and collided with a Swan City player in the box there. I believe that's Roberson down. Called the foul against Fred. Line drive goal kick. Andrade pops it up into the air at midfield. He's going to get it back off of Cassiano. Pedro Santos trying to relay for Lukasic, who had to come running in for it. Now Fred Ferreira is going to settle it, tried to throw it out there for Lucas Mauro. Handball called in the midfield. Cassiano just got a piece of that one. Mauro switches fields. Aggressive pass over to Santos. Fred Ferreira. To Santos, working with a man on his back. Cut off there, but still on the ball after the deflection. Lukasic looking to cross. Pass blocked. He was calling for a handball, but does not elicit the whistle. And now running back the other way with it, I believe, is Toki Iwao. Mateus Ferreira trying to slow him down, but Iwao still on it. Steele running up the middle, as is Nakamura. And eventually Mateus Ferreira gets that ball out of bounds to stop the counterattack.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have one final regular season home game this coming Saturday at 7 p.m. versus Tampa Bay United. Regardless of the result of this contest, that game will have playoff implications. We hope
Throw
to
in
see
here.
each and
Goes to
every
Nakamura,
one of
taken
you
away
out
by Ferreira.
this Saturday, 7 o'clock
Into the middle for
versus
Butler.
Tampa Bay United
Back to
for
Fred
our
Ferreira. He's
regular
switching it out to
season
Mauro. He's got a
finale.
1-on-1 over here on the near side. McKenzie retreating to back him up. Mauro's going to try the shot. McKenzie blocks. Roberson slides in with the clearance, taking out Butler in the process. Ball back to Cassiano. And he's going to push it forward now for Swan City. Team's going end-to-end a couple of times here. Bittinger forward, cut off by Luro. He'll end up back with Valenti. Cassiano. Back to Inoue. And he'll get it back again from Iwao. And a mistimed pass just goes right to Andrade. So after all of that, the Buffalo take it back quickly, and they'll start their own counter. Lucas Mauro chasing to beat Roberson to this one on the sideline. Roberson, though, going to get to it and play it into the Swan City bench. A lot of quick back and forth here. Santos now over to Fred Ferreira. Fred for Nikolai Munch. Back to Fred. Back to Munch. Nice relay here by Carrera. See if Munch can get a cross off. Curler towards the box. Butler not going to get to it as Roberson heads away. Mauro tries again, but it is high. Tried to one-time that off the deflected cross. Couldn't bring it down. Weston and FC Miami City playing right now in a match that has implications on the availability of the wild card berth that is shared between the two divisions. Unable to find current results from that one, but if we do, I'll be sure to mention them here. Munch up the right side here for Carrera. Gets it back to Munch, who's on the run, heading towards the touchline. Space to cross. He'll try, but it's cut off by McKenzie. Pedro Santos was waiting right there. Steele gets it back to Nakamura. He'll change fields. Swan City now bringing it up the far side. Valenti Held up there by Luro. Has to play back to Bittinger in the center circle. Now he's under pressure by Luro, who gets it away with the tackle. Butler, though, misplays it. Has to win it back. A good job to keep Robertson from it, but held up a lot. Stopped the counterattack. Now Mauro on it. Slide in from behind there. Gets it away from him, but the foul called. Dangerous slide into the back of Mauro as he was moving forward with that one. Ferreira set to play this one. Fred Ferreira over to his right. It's an interesting option as well to see if he plays to Fred
Free kick
to get a different angle.
is to be taken by number 14, Alvaro.
Three-man wall working for Swan City. Not sure how much they'll come into play. Carrera into the box and just runs past the post. Luro not able to get there in time. Nathan Miller, the substitute goalkeeper, was at that near post. He would have had a hard time getting it around him. Low shot out of the goal. Ferreira up over the top. Carrera trying to get there, cleared on the semi-bicycle there by Roberson. Ball popped up into the air. Butler trying to forward that one on for Fred Ferreira, but for not able to get there in time. Still with the Villages, though. Santos off the play from Mateus Ferreira. Mauro give and go with Munch. Munch looking for a cross again. He's got it. Ball not going to get to Ferreira, working against Roberson. Bittinger puts it up into the air. Carrera's going to try to settle, turns towards the goal. Can't keep control of it. Santos will leave it off for Mauro. Mauro's going to try to swing one, and this will track a little bit too long for Freddie Ferreira.
Substitution incoming for Swan City.
More substitution taking place for the visitors.
Contest number 7.
According to the
Jose
roster that
Cassiano.
we were given, this is the last one available to them. Cassiano making his way out. Coming in should be Cameron Kropp. And instead, it's number 3 who was not on the roster that we received. Such is life in USL2 soccer. Santos from the midfield, playing it up the sideline. Butler going to work his way through. He's tackled. Bittinger sends it back the other way. Steele working against Luro, goes to the ground. They'll say no call. Kasich will play back to Tiepo. He'll quickly go out for Munch. Munch looking for a receiver up the sideline. He finds one in Mateus Ferreira. He's got McKenzie to beat towards the post. Works it in behind him. Oh, but the clearance just comes in time. Mauro was running into the area, and he gives a little clap in the direction of Mateus Ferreira, who
We have
made a creative play there.
Subs, and we also have a bonus multiple choice question for you as well for the Villages. Here's your multiple choice question.
Substitutions coming in
One of the players
for the
over
Villages
there has a
SC.
nickname. Is it A, Matchbox?
Let's see, Joao Santos,
B,
Joao
Transformers.
Ribeiro,
C,
number 28, making his first League Two appearance for the Villages this year.
For the first time this season,
We've also seen Nazar Debutant, who made his debut last week, and Felipe Arude. We'll also get our first look of this year at Christopher DeLon, member of the Puerto Rican men's national team, making his way onto the field for the Buffalo right now.
Hot Wheels, Christopher DeLon.
It's a safe bet that he will be the fastest player on the pitch.
Also entering the contest for
Safe
the
bet
Villages.
anytime he steps onto the pitch.
Debutant.
Be interested to see what the Buffalo can get out of him in the remaining 20 minutes of this match.
Check it, number 28, Yao Ribeiro, and number 27, Felipe Harude.
So it looked like Santos, Mauro, Lukasic, and Butler head to the bench to make way for the Cavalry. And nope, Butler's still out there. Mateus Ferreira actually leaving the pitch and be replaced by Joao. Pedro Santos staying on as well. Fred Ferreira. Both Ferreiras off the pitch. Throw into Debutant, Munch. Play all the way back to Luro here.
For the Villages, number 14, Alvaro Carrera. Also, for 18, Mateus Ferreira.
Towards the touchline there. Bringing it to it is Munch. McKenzie's going to play it out of bounds, so Munch will have a throw in here.
Also exiting number 11, Fab 5, Freddy Ferreira. Number 10,
Debutant will
Lucas
switch field, long pass for Lukasic. Joao Ribeiro. Back to Luro. Ribeiro playing on the pitch where he played his high school matches here at the Villages High School. Part of a very successful four-year run as DeLon's got a chance, plays it in. Looked like it almost was an own goal for a second there. Almost surprised that he decided to cross that instead of shoot. Tough angle, but like he had a good opening right there. So Swan City spared, at least for the moment. A third concession. Ribeiro contesting on Bittinger there. Now Roberson will push it up the other side for Pinzone. And gets it back. Bring it up towards midfield himself. Lukasic unable to stop that pass. Now chasing after the play. Long play up ahead. Trying to get this one to steal. Andrade, though, is going to be with him step for step and see that one to the touchline. Yeah, safe to say Joao Ribeiro comfortable on this grass. Overwhelmingly winning record over the span of 4 years. Actually began playing for the Villages High School Buffalo as an 8th grader. Won 4 district championships in that time as we've got a pass into the middle. Nazar Debutant battling for this one. Lukasic's going to come away with it, manages to get it away to Munch. Munch with the ball over the top. Arude chasing after it. He's going to play it off of Miller. So should be a corner coming here for the Villages. We'll see who takes this. Arude bringing it to the corner, but Debutant also headed that direction. It's as though Arude plans to take this one with the left foot. Nazar will retreat into the box. Cross from Arude. Headed by Luro, settled in front of the goal, deflected by DeLon, but it bounces into the hands of Miller. Dangerous play right there. Just no one in the space as DeLon kept that one in. Pass sails long of Nakamura. Munch. Throw in back to Ribeiro. Forward for Pedro Santos. Back over to Joao. Andrade. Get it to him again. Forward for DeLon. Munch started a run right there. DeLon not able to pull the trigger on that one in time. Gets it back into the middle for Santos. Santos is going to play it out to the left. Lukasic off the chest. Gets it to Butler. Back to Arude. Santos trying to get it to the opposite side. Munch has to come flying in. And some hard contact. Colliding with Nakamura right there. That could be a bad one. Certainly not malicious,
Swan
but
City, number 5, Asaki Nakamura.
Munch is trying to get to that ball. Nakamura not able to get up to the same kind of elevation. Looked like he may have taken some contact to the back of the head. Does appear to be okay. Certainly hope that's the case. Free kick for the Villages SC.
Substitutions incoming for the Villages. Exiting number 21, Enrique Luro.
See another substitution as Luro
Number 5,
heads
Pedro
off.
Santos.
As does Pedro Santos.
Entering the contest, number 3, the
Adrian
OG,
Chan coming in as well.
Lopez. And a name so nice.
And Iago
you gotta
Lopez.
say it twice. Number 17.
Once again, putting on the captain's band
Adrian
for the Villages
Chan.
SC. Don't know if this game qualifies as an emergency, but Iago Lopez was supposed to be a break glass option for Anderson da Silva this year. Not a lot of
number 30.
center back depth with the injury to Jonathan Avila.
And sorry, Iceman, didn't mean to mess you up on that. My bad.
So,
My bad.
Iago Lopez, though, in the game,
Nicholas
making
Vito's
his
in the
second
stands.
appearance.
Gave me the business for saying that Iago
For
was
the
wearing
Villages
3
this
out
year.
there. My bad, man. I get back on the field.
Munch make the throw in from near side here. Gets it to Ribeiro. Oh, and a nice nutmeg by Joao. Tried to get it back on the relay from Butler. Does not, but DeLon does. Long pass. Chan plays it down, trying to get it to Butler again. Butler's trying to stick with this one. Takes a cleat to the side of the leg. On that, can't feel good. Sliding play there by Roberson with the cleats up. He's trying to argue that it was not, but Nick Butler will be feeling that one at least until Saturday's match against Tampa Bay United. Good to see him get back to his feet. Villages will have a free kick in a dangerous spot here. See if they can capitalize on that at least. See Andrade come all the way up from the back. Chip shot in. Deflected away by Miller, the one-handed save. Not sure if that was going all the way in, but there were certainly no shortage of yellow kits at that far post to make a play on that ball had he not gotten to it.
Nice save back there by keeper 0, Nathaniel Miller, who also has subbed in for Swan City. Offside is the call.
Offside called against the Villages. First of the game for either team. Now Swan City pushing it up the far side. Play towards the box. Andrade having to do some work here to keep this away from the attacking player. I believe that was Bittinger. Now Munch will go over the top looking for Ribeiro. Ribeiro's got some space if he can get around. Manages to get around McKenzie, who's out of bounds. Joao with a line to the goal here. Defense closing in on him. He's going to try the shot. Oh, and couldn't quite get it to the head of Butler, who was charging. Great play by Joao Ribeiro to stick with the play and was just a split-second reaction by Miller away from notching an assist here tonight. DeLon now gets it from Butler, cuts it back across the 18, plays it in for Debutant. He turned, oh, and he's got it! Nazar Debutant with his first goal of the season. A little turn and burn action. Elevated with pace. DeLon and Debutant come back to the club within the last week and immediately are paying off. Great debut for DeLon. And Debutant, such a crafty player, got into a great spot right there, and you saw the quick turn and the immediate blast. Miller with no chance on that one. Great sequence to get a third for the Buffalo here in the 80th minute. A little added security.
Swan City 0.
DeLon stepping in there to knock that ball away. Munch has to backtrack with it across midfield. He'll play over to Iago Lopez, who he played on the back line with all of last year. Those two started nearly every game for the Villages last season. I believe Lopez actually did start every match of the 2022 campaign. Has started most matches in the Villages SC's history up until this year. Munch getting to midfield. Plays it over the top for DeLon. You can see the speed now working against McKenzie. Has to hold up. Plays it across. Oh, and it's just long for Butler. And the Villages have tried so hard to serve him up here tonight. Lukasic managed to keep that in the corner. Knocked away from him there by Southern. This is our Debutant to Arude. Cleared away by Swan City. João Ribeiro on it. Debutant trying to settle at the 18, and he's called offside.
Offside is the call.
There's a player who's starved for a goal. Might be Nick Butler, who, again, the Villages have tried very hard to get him a chance here tonight. Just haven't been able to connect. Started the first few games of the season, has been coming off the bench in recent weeks. Scored the first goal here at the range in the Villages' history. But it's been kept quiet here tonight. Just barely dodges a line drive to the face there.
Incoming for the Villages.
Roberson
Exiting
cleared that one.
Matthias Tiepo.
And we'll see one more Villages High School alum walk onto the pitch. Andrew Mueller coming in to replace Matthias Tiepo.
Andrew Mueller takes the field.
He doesn't look familiar. He's sporting a new hair color out there. Mueller and Ribeiro back on the pitch again. Those two played soccer together since I believe they were about 9 years old. Not before that. So going on a decade being on the same team. Continuing now with the semi-pro level with USL League 2. Ribeiro back into the center circle for Andrade. Or to Munch. Back into the center here. Ribeiro keeps it on the ground as he plays it forward for Butler. He has to give way to Arude. And ball cleared out and away. Swan City stopping that one from getting to Adrian Chan. Andrade over to Lopez. Ribeiro. Lukasic in the middle for Butler. Out wide for Chan. Chan getting Lukasic on the quick relay. He gets to the touchline but can't get a good touch on it to make the cross. Swan City now taking it back the other direction. Hunting for a goal. Trying to get out of here without getting shut out. Great tackle by Joao Ribeiro. Loses it, but did a good job just holding up the counterattack by Swan City. Roberson now. Butler in pursuit. Kicks it over Chan. Manages to land it there with Iwao. Swan City throw in coming.
In other
Not much urgency
USL2 action
for the Lakeland-based side.
Weston FC 0, FC Miami City 0. This is a score that matters to me, and it might matter to you guys as well, but you'll figure this out after the contest.
Throw in. Comes back to the throwee. Thrower. High ball up ahead. Butler chasing after it. Roberson trying to make a clearance. Can't get it. Butler still trying to stay on it here. Manages to settle. He's got a couple reinforcements now. Still working against Roberson, though. Has to get rid of it, and his pass is off target. And now a whistle going against Roberson back at the site. Understand now why the pass was off target. Arude playing forward here for Deputat. Deputat to the touchline, gets the cross off, but right into the glove of Nathaniel Miller. Brecon Southern down out of the touchline there. Not sure if Swan City has subs remaining.
Number 2, Brecon Southern.
Again, according to the roster Swan City provided us before the game, Cameron Kropp is still available, but that is only if Cameron Kropp both is here and exists at all. Hopefully this is a simple matter of cramps for Brecon Southern. Does appear to be so. We'll take a quick break while he gets stretched out. And never mind, as actually Scott Hutchinson has elected to resume play without Southern present on the pitch. So away we go. Joao Ribeiro winning the header against Steele. McKenzie has to chase it back to the edge of the center circle. Now working to get it around Arude. Munch manages to flick it off of Arude, but now Deputat is going to get whistled for that contact. A little bit too aggressive going after McKenzie there. You're seeing Lakeland look a lot more aggressive. McKenzie, until the last maybe 15 minutes or so, hasn't really been coming up that far, but leaving Roberson in the back alone a lot. McKenzie is playing way up. He has been part of that back line of defense all game, but like I said, until recent minutes has started to drift forward. Swan City, again, looking to salvage something out of the trip up here tonight. Arude, DeLon making the run ahead of him. Couldn't get it to him in time. Arude almost got through. DeLon will come in to stop Nakamura from taking it back, but it ends up with McKenzie, and his pass cut off there, and now the Villages once again on the attack. Now DeLon gets it. He's got some space as well. He's going to try to cross. Arude just missed it. Butler was waiting for it, and then Chan sends it over the bar.
Shot number 17.
And man, what a night it's been for Nick Butler. He's come close on some truly difficult attempts and has just not been able to get a connection in the moments where he's put himself in position for an easy score. That one right there, he was ready and waiting for that ball. And DeLon, I think, was trying to play him, and Arude just happened to be running right through that line. Ribeiro wins the header there. Arude settles. Joao has to come back in and try to re-win it as McKenzie got in there, but Nikolai Munch is coming away with it. DeLon now on the right side gets it back to Munch. Munch trying to cross, interfered with there. Nice defense. Has to play back to the top of the 18. Deputat turns. Strike blocked by Roberson.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we hope to see
Again,
each
quickly
and every
trying
one of your
to
faces out here this Saturday, 7 p.m.
Receive with his back to the
for
goal and
contest
make the quick
versus
strike.
Tampa Bay United. That contest
Not as
will
successful that time. Great clearance
help
this
in
time
deciding
by Swan City as
the
that was coming
Southeastern
quickly towards the box
Division
on the throw-in.
champion for the 2023 USL League 2 season. Once again,
Ribeiro
we could witness a division champion
to Arude.
on Saturday. But we need each and
DeLon
every
making a
one of you out
run.
here to
Ribeiro
cheer
also
the team
making a
on.
run. Ball ends up with DeLon. Ribeiro staying on it. Try to get it to Adrian Chan. He has it tapped away there by Roberson. Lukasic. In the middle for Deputat. Relay for Chan. Chan's going to try to cross. Oh, and he takes the shot and he scores instead. Adrian Chan with his first in a Buffalo uniform makes the score 4-0. And now some confusion. I think Swan City trying to contest that the ball went through the side of the net. It should be a goal kick. Scott Hutchinson gave it a look. But that argument doesn't seem to hold water. That's going to be a goal for the Villages SC. So right there in the final minute of regulation, we've just crossed over 90 minutes. Again, Adrian Chan getting his first ever for the Villages SC.
Swan City 0.
This is much more of what we expected from the Villages SC. Again, they played to a 1-0 win 2 Saturdays ago in Auburndale. And this much more characteristic of the sort of disparity on the table between the two teams. Much more what you would expect to see given the standings and the goal differentials and, again, the stats that we showed you at halftime, how lopsided it was in favor of the Villages. Probably wouldn't have shocked you to see those numbers and see that it was 4-0 at halftime. And that will be the final score. Villages SC 4, Swan City 0. The Villages SC can clinch the Southeast Division title now with a win on Saturday. They leap back ahead of Nona and are once again in line to take the division title. Again, final stats there for you. The Villages 4-0, 23 shots on goal to just 1 for Swan City. 8 corner kicks earned by the Villages, only 4 fouls committed, 1 save forced out of Matias Tiepo. So a great all-around game for the Buffalo. They'll wrap it up with Tampa Bay United here on Saturday at 7 p.m. If you're in the area, come on out to the HG Morse range and watch the Buffalo lift the trophy in person. Well, there's no actual trophy, but metaphorical trophy. Celebrate winning the division once again here at the range. If not, you can catch us again on YouTube. Here, the same address as always. Just go to the Villages SC's YouTube page, and you can watch. Again, the Villages SC 4, Swan City's 0. That'll be it from us. You have a great night.